Hello and welcome to episode 5 of my route to the Bergen City Marathon 2026. It's Sunday, uh, time to do my long run, but I just kind of thought I'd show you what's going on. Yeah, it's snowing, so I know I've done long runs in the snow, especially on the London Marathon one and all that lot, but I think with the heart rate that I'm trying to keep really low, I just want to keep to like the treadmills until it's a bit safer and things like that. So yeah, not not what I kind of expected or wanted. I had kind of cleared the pathway down and all that lot, and there was no kind of snow on the roads or whatever. Everything was kind of really looking pretty good, but yeah, wake up, got this coming down. So gonna do the treadmill run, but before I get onto the treadmill, obviously having the Thursday night interval session instead of the Wednesday this week, I had my 40-minute recovery run on the Friday, and it was 129 beats per minute, so I really kind of absorbed the intensity of the session before, the day before, and that it was only 5.4 kilometers, nothing special, and that, but it's not about pace, it's about heart rate. So and making sure that I can easily absorb the runs, because we are pushing into a lot of running and all that lot, so we've got to make sure we're fresh for the next quality session. And then even on the Saturday, 1 hour easy run, so a little bit more intense, into a little bit more intensity, but nothing crazy again. 8.46 kilometers and the heart rate of 135, so that's well in my kind of zone 2 / easy run pace. So it's, Garmin's a little bit different, where it kind of classes your easy runs in kind of a bit of the green zone, so it's all a little bit different as such. It never looks like a true recovery run or whatever, but using Chat GPT, going off of my max heart rate and all of that lot, it's kind of tells me where, what my caps are on the runs and things like that, and it's what I'm sticking to. So today is 2 hours and 5 minutes, no, 2 hours and 10 minutes on, like I say, I'll be on the treadmill, and it's all about aerobic base again, so still building that foundation as I'm running, and then the speed will come out a little bit later on that. But then also it's showing that, yes, although it's very, very slow, but the heart rate can still be very stable, no crazy spikage or anything like that, and I'm absorbing the load again in all my runs, so I can kind of continue at running. It's not about surviving these long runs, it's about kind of just making sure that we get through it comfortably and ready to then push on for the next thing. Like I said, a lot of my long runs before, I kind of got near the end and it's a case of just trying to survive, and that, where these runs are kind of coming off and I feel comfortable, and even the last hour should be feeling just like the first hour, really. So I'm going to do some fueling with the gels as usual, and the salt sticks to keep my body used to that. So the cap on the long run today is 155 beats per minute, but basically the zones or the range I'm looking at is to be average, and that between 140 and 148. So obviously to get, if I'm hitting my 150s, then that will bring up my average over, average up. So it gives me the maximum caps, and then I'll have to kind of obviously slow down a little bit, and we go from there. But I'm probably looking at about 8.5 run. There's snow coming through the gaps there. So I'm probably looking at about a speed of about 8.4, 8.5, and just see how long I can kind of sustain that. But just keeping the run enjoyable. So let's go back in. Let's just have a look at this. Let's see how I can kind of get a nice 2 hour 10 minute run on the treadmill again this week. I'll catch you guys later.
Dad has run an hour and he has an hour and 10 minutes left. What's your heart rate, Dad?
144.
Is that much, or like, is it too
very low for this amount of time? It's what I'm supposed to be doing as well. Just
okay.
Keeping it conversational pace. Just enjoying this treadmill run.
That's at 2 hours and he has 10 minutes left. And what's your heart rate, Dad?
151 now, so it's crept up a bit. Still green. 150, 149.
Okay.
So that was the long run done. Thank you very much to my oldest daughter Saga for helping get a little bit of footage on that run. I don't have the phone on me when I'm running anyway, so on the treadmill anyway, that's normally playing some music just to kind of make the treadmill run a bit more bearable. Most people don't really like doing very much on the treadmill, let alone a 2 hour 10 minute session. But I also use that as mental strengthening as well, because obviously when you start getting into the longer runs and that of any marathon and all that lot, you kind of have to battle against yourself, and it gets a bit as much as a mental game as physical as well. So always nice to kind of hit that kind of strengthening along the way as well. It's not just about getting your legs to do the distance, it's about getting your head to do the distance too. So staring at a brown wall for 2 hours, 2 hours plus, that's your mind just goes, so that's all good strength and conditioning there as well. So punched all this data into Chat GPT. Literally just screenshots from my Garmin Connect. Obviously told it the structure that I did, which was basically the first half an hour, which it's just following the rules of what Chat GPT have set out to me for this long run. Keep it at 8.2 because we know that's a nice starting position for me. It takes into account my other runs as well. We do that for half an hour on the long runs to just let my heart rate settle and become stable, so then we can push, a little bit on, a bit later kind of thing. So the aim was to keep the heart rate under 140 beats per minute in that half an hour, and if it was, I could push it up to 8.4/8.5. It was under 140, so at half an hour I put it up to 8.4, bearing in mind on what I did last week as well, where I had 10 minutes at 8.3 and then put it up to 8.4, and then kind of after an hour and 50 I brought it back down to 8.2. So this time I didn't want to kind of boost it too much, and obviously, like with this heart rate training, you gotta let your ego go. It's terrible. Running, it seems so slow, and but it's getting me into the position I need to be. So I've just got to trust the process, and so this time from 30 minutes up until the end of the run. So 30 minutes to 2 hours 10. It was speed 8.4. So that's a negative split, and that I felt great, and then the average BPM was 143. I don't think I've ever done a long run with this low BPM. Maximum was 156. I didn't see that hit 156 on my watch. I know the cap was 155, but sometimes when you take a drink and all that, like you do get a little bit of spikage or whatever. So not entirely sure where this 156 came in, but I did see later on in my run it was kind of like 151, 152, 53, which is normal drift. It's heart rate drift at the end of a long run and things like that. So, But when you're doing a salt stick or a gel or something like that, your heart rate can spike a little bit as you're coming out of your normal pattern for your running, and all that lot. So you can get a bit of a heart rate drift up there. So that's fine. Chat GPT was very happy with the run. It felt very easy to me. Like I say, it's very slow for me. But then I have been running all my runs too fast. So it's still learning that, but I'm getting quicker. And I'm keeping the heart rate low. I could have done a lot longer. But that's not what's needed today. So I finished the week on a 49.5 kind of kilometers, so nearly the 50k mark. Wasn't I want to be around the 50k, but I wasn't chasing. I'm not chasing distance at the moment. Or anything like that. I'm keeping the heart rate to where it needs to be. If I get an extra little bit of a warm up, then perfect. I'm quite happy to do a warm up on my interval days of 3 to 4 kilometers, and that just to kind of get a bit of easy mileage in there. That's where the mileage builds up. It's that easy controlled runs to kind of then get those quality sessions in and all that lot. So I'm really happy with that now. So it's just a case of each week stretching that little elastic band a little bit, as Lee Grantham says in his videos. Obviously we don't want to stretch it too much. So as much as I said, I can do plenty more minutes today. By doing that, I would have been overstretching that elastic band. So we just keep it as it is, controlled. Chat GPT knows that, and we structure on and that. So we've closed off week 7 of my marathon training block now. We start week 8 tomorrow, which will be obviously the recovery run. Nothing special. Trying to keep a low heart rate, 132, I think it was. Confirmation of all of that lot will be in the next video, and that. So hopefully, we'll get a good quality session in again next week. It's half term with the kids off school next week for us in Norway. I do have a bit of time off work when I have my kids and that, so that's going to be quite nice. I can kind of relax and recover and all that lot through there as well to kind of help the process, and also have some quality time with them as well. So looking forward to that and that. So if you want to follow the updates on a regular basis, it's Neil_a dad that runs on Instagram, and then obviously I'll put these videos out as normal, the midweek session plus the weekend session and that. So once again, please click like and subscribe on this channel. It's free. It helps me out massively, and it doesn't take any time from you guys or anything. So and thank you to the people that do that. So and thank you for watching. I hope it's entertaining. Keep getting involved. Let me know how I can make it more entertaining and involved and that. So it's just not a boring dad that runs chatting away and that. So I'll let you enjoy the rest of your weekend, trying to keep them short and sweet but to the point, and I will see you on the next video. Thanks very much. Bye bye.